Hello YouTube and welcome to an NGB Let's Play video. Today we have something a little bit old school for you and we're going to take a look at Demon Souls. So let's jump right in. We're going to create a new game. So for those of you who've been paying attention over the last week or so, you'll know that Sony have announced their shiny new PlayStation 5 launch lineup, or sort of launch window lineup, I guess. One of the games that is possibly one of the worst kept secrets in gaming is a remake by Bluepoint of Demon Souls, and that finally got announced and I lost my tiny little mind. I've been looking forward to that for a very long time, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to jump back onto Demon Souls and have a look at the game that started the whole Souls series. So I don't know, let's just call it Cells NGP. So it's late. Okay, it's late on a Sunday and I'm just winging this. So for those of you who obviously don't know, which is the one I want? I go with Royalty. Royalty has all the magic, I think, doesn't it? Demon Souls is obviously the first game in From Software's now sort of seminal Souls series. Yeah, it's random. It's aged okay, I guess. Yeah, that's acceptable. Obviously, the games that have come since this was released are they're very, they've taken an opportunity to really kind of introduce a lot of quality of life changes into the series, which have improved this kind of style of game over the years. But Demon Souls is really the one that kind of kicked it all off. So I'm quite keen to see what Bluepoint have actually done with the game to kind of add any other quality of life improvements. Obviously, there's been some big graphical changes for anyone who's seen this originally. So yeah, so let's just let the intro run and then we'll run through the tutorials.
That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valarfax of the royal twin fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had aroused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valarfax spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors were drawn to the accursed land, but none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs, Yurt the Silent Chief, Sage Urbain, Scirvir the Wanderer, the Sixth Saint Astraea and her knight Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Okay, so here we go. So this is basically the do you want to do the tutorial now? Yes, we will do the tutorial because you find some items within it that will be potentially helpful in the main game. And, you know, it's quite good to just... if you've not played it for a while like I have, just kind of get used to things again. So this is the Souls game that I've probably played the least of. It was the first Souls game I played a very long time ago, and I bounced hard off it because it is hard. It is very hard, mainly because of the way that it's structured, and it's designed to be a tough game. It's designed to be challenging, but I do think there are some things in this, some mechanics that have been improved as the series has gone on, particularly in the way that it handles checkpoints. I do quite like the way that this game handles health, though, because it doesn't have the usual kind of Estus flask mechanic. Here we go. That you get in the later series. It's more like Bloodborne, where it actually has collectible health items. Can I get a parry off? You actually going to attack me? Oh no, you're an enemy that doesn't attack. So I've picked the royalty class, which lets me start with some magic, and magic in Demon Souls is basically easy mode. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy in the sense that you can walk through the game, but it gives you a much better chance if you can pop off a wee spell like that, and it gives you some decent ranged attacks that you can make use of through your adventure. Hello, hello, boys. Gonna give me a parry? Oh, the parry windows in this are rough. Oh, there we go. I do quite like the parry animation, though, in this, the way that you kind of force the enemies to the ground. Now, obviously, one thing to bear in mind in this, you'll have seen at the beginning, is that the online services have been turned off for this game. So, oh, rude. So, we are going to be playing this obviously offline. It's going to be great when the remake comes out to actually have some online services again. You know, hopefully Bluepoint will look at some of the later games in the Souls series and actually take some of the ideas from there to sort of bolster the online that this game actually has. So obviously we've got Half Moon Grass there in the inventory, which is our healing, and I think Royal Lotus gives us magic back. Crescent Moon Grass is like a different level of healing. Get down. But this game did actually have a really interesting mechanic, which kind of worked alongside the online in the game, in that it had what was called a world tendency. So the way the game's split up is it's split up into 4 different worlds, each of which contain like sort of sub-levels. So rather than being one big old world like Dark Souls was, and yeah, the rest of the games in this, it's kind of, you progress through these 4 different worlds in any order you want, although you will hit certain bumps in the road that you need certain events to have happened before you can progress past them. But as you go and as you do different things, and indeed as you die more and more in the world, the tendencies of the worlds can progress from neutral to either black or white tendency, which I think black tendency makes the enemies harder. White tendency makes them easier, but there's also different NPC events that happen in the different world tendencies. So if you want specific items, you have to either progress the tendency to being black or being white. And if you're playing online, or if you were playing online, then the world tendency was also affected by other online players. Oh god, my parry timing is rough. I seem to remember the parry timings in this game being a bit whiffy anyway, but I shall not blame myself. I should blame the game. Blame the game. That's something our editor Ben would always do, is blame the game. Especially if it's this kind of game. Oh, he's a beastie boy. Ooh. So this is meant to be the enemy that kind of teaches you parry timings. There we go. And obviously, so you know, if you can get a parry off, you can get some massive damage in. And here's another one of it. Here's his mate. Come on then. What I want is to try and get a backstab in. Let's turtle away behind my shield. You turtle away behind your shield. I can do exactly the same. There we go. Get in. Now I could have obviously splattered in with some magic, but yeah. Yeah, no. So obviously up in the top corner we've got our bars for red is health, blue is magic, green is stamina. Magic mechanic done in that way obviously was then removed in Dark Souls 1 and reintroduced in Dark Souls 3. Which, you know, I quite like the sort of having a magic bar rather than having a number of uses per spell that you can actually kind of, you know, you feel like you're leveling your character up to be more powerful if you can, you know, by learning, you can give yourself more uses of magic and also know that you can actually increase the uses from items. You know, regenerate, replenish the amount of uses that you have. That was a silly thing to do. Right, okay, so we've got a boss coming up. We have got a boss coming up. Now, if you beat this boss, you get a bunch of neat stuff. If you don't beat this boss, you actually carry on with the game, but... Ooh, hello. But you're put at a slight disadvantage in those earlier levels. So, let's see if we can beat the boss. I think I've beaten this boss a couple of times when I played him, but generally, and I think it's largely to do with the slightly whiffy mechanics in this game. So try and keep behind him, as is mostly the rules with these kind of enemies. I am going to cheese him a wee bit with my spells. But he does do a hell of a lot of damage. Oh, like that. And he does a little drop like that, which is obviously very reminiscent of the... yeah. The Asylum Demon boss at the start of Dark Souls. Oh, I'm not happy with this. Dodge through the attacks, try and... Oof. Oh, no, no, no. No, I'm dead. Ah, sucks. Sucks to be me. I was trying to get back into that corridor so I could try and box him in a little bit, but there you go. Okay, so failing on that boss does take you to the hub world, which is the Nexus, which is where you actually sort of start the game proper, really. So here we go. There we go. I do really like this kind of environment. It's kind of like obviously the proto filing shrine.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
So there we go. So the Maiden in Black has resuscitated me and brought me back into the Nexus. So when you die, this is where, basically where you're dumped.
Hold together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect to
Okay, so here we are in the Nexus. So by capturing demon souls, we can reclaim our body, and it will also let us level up. So once we get our first demon souls, basically defeating our first boss, is when we'll actually be able to level up. So for the time being, this is who we are. You'll see that the health, our health has gone down to half. That is a fun little mechanic that was obviously used again in Dark Souls 2, and I guess kind of in Dark Souls 3, but it was more of a case of giving you extra health if you become sort of a human form again. So you do, if you don't beat the Vanguard there, you do start the game at a bit of a disadvantage. But here we go. You know, this is Demon Souls. So.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
Okay, so these are the Archstones, which are basically our routes through to other worlds. So this one takes us to the Boletarian Palace, which is going to be our first destination. The Burrow King takes us to the mines. Then we've got the Tower Queen here, which is the Tower of Latria. The Broken Archstone. A lot of people thought that was either deleted content, cut content, or was going to be DLC further down the line. So I'll be very interested to see if Blue Point have done anything with the Broken Archstone to add an extra area in. Shadow Men is, I think that is the Shrine of Wind, the Shrine of Gales or something. And that's basically the Blight Town, the Poison Swamp area of this game. So we're going to start with Boletaria Palace. We're going to come back and chat with some of these NPCs at some point in the future. I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit of a series. So, you know, we'll see. Let's head off to Boletaria Palace and do another 10 minutes or so, and then probably bring it to an end. There we go, finally loaded. So this is Boletarian Palace. This is the first area of the game, effectively. I mean, like I say, in essence, you could start in any of any of those 5 Archstones, but if you want an easier time, starting with Boletarian Palace, or a relatively easier time, starting here is your best bet. Okay, so this is the first Archstone of the game. Basically, this game's bonfires are the archstones, and there is only ever one per level. So obviously, like I say, you've got 5 areas. I think I said 4 earlier. I was wrong. There are 5 areas, each of which is split up into a number of levels, and each level is denoted by an archstone at the start. You absolute shit, you. So obviously the only way to kind of get a new restart point is to defeat the level's boss, at which point you get a respawn point at the start of the next level in that area. Get down. So down here we've got a little door. Now this is what I was talking about with sort of world tendency changing things in the game. At the minute we can't get through this door, but I think if the world tendency in the Boletarian Palace changes to either white or black, that door opens. You've got another area down there that you can go into and get some big old loot down there. But obviously you need to change that tendency by doing different things. That's kind of an aspect of the game that I always liked, but I never really kind of got, I think, because I didn't really play it online a huge amount. The whole world tendency thing that, saved by the iframes. Saved by the iframes. Good lord. That was tense. Now, one of the things that Ben always complains about with these games is how unfair some of the enemy attacks are, and generally I would disagree with him, but in the instance of Demon's Souls there is definitely some whiffy stuff going on in this game. There are moments where animations will whiff somewhat, and you'll be in a position that you probably shouldn't be, or an enemy will probably be doing something that you wouldn't expect them to do. But there you have it. It's an old game now, isn't it? It's 10 years old. Another thing that this game doesn't have, which its successors did have, is multi-directional rolling. So in this you've only got 4 directions that you can roll in. So that's something just to remember if you've already played one of the games in this series. Now, obviously only having 1 archstone in the level, this is a big old level, this one. You have got a number of shortcuts that you can open up as you're going through the level, and that is the first one. So I don't think we'll be able to get to that in this particular video, but oh, buggeration. Oh, hell. But that is really the first port of call for our adventure through the Boletarian Palaces, to try and get that area unlocked. It always strikes me as weird that you've got human guards fighting alongside dregs. It doesn't quite seem right for the sort of lore of the game. But there you go. So obviously, as with all these kind of games, grab everything you see. But you have got to use the storage box in this game. So while storage boxes in the successor games will really just kind of keep your inventory tidy, in this game you can actually get encumbered by the items that you're carrying as well as the items that you have. In fact, if we, I think, go into the inventory, I do believe, yes, so you have an equip burden and you have an item burden. So your equip burden is obviously what you're wearing, and your item burden is the total number of items that you're carrying. So You know, if you can become encumbered in two different ways, and that's something I'm glad that they removed out of the later games. I'm hoping it's something that Blue Point can see removed from their remake of this, because it is a bit of a pain, but it would also remove the need for the NPC character of Stockpile Thomas, who is the character that you leave your items with, so that you don't become encumbered. So we have a mail breaker there. How does that fare up against our rapier? Not quite as good. So obviously weapon-wise, we've got a buckler here, we've got a rapier, and we've got a silver catalyst. The catalysts are basically wands that you can cast your spells with. Stop reaching for fire bombs. It's very, very rude. Oh hell, no, that killed me. So there you go. Yeah, that was a bit of an ambush, wasn't it? So I think that's possibly a good point to end that. Thank you for tuning in for this sort of quick look at the original Demon Souls. Like I say, I'm hoping that we could probably come back to this and do another wee episode at some point in the future. But for now, I will leave you be, and hopefully we'll meet again soon at the Boletarian Palace. Bye!